You're watching us here on Mad About Markets. Both Ritu and I are standing in our makeshift little designer studio for ethnic wear, talking about the pros, the cons, the opportunities and the challenges.
And we'll start with the yays and mays. You start with the green lehengas behind you.
Most of these green lehengas have been purchased online. And that's the biggest yay. The e-commerce expansion, the opportunity that we often talk about.
But look how many lehengas there are. I mean, the amount of competition you have in this space, and it is not just from unorganized, even organized players with deep pockets.
But some of these can be customized and personalized, and that's a big yay.
But these will not always remain in fashion. There's always changing trends and whatnot. So you have to keep up with that.
You know what's timeless? Our old art, artisanal, handcrafted products which last generations, and that's the big yay.
Well, they're in a minority though, because you still have quality and authenticity concerns, especially with the mushrooming designers and their copies.
What about something from Assam going all the way to America? Regional and global expansion together. That's the big opportunity.
But putting together lehengas such as these, huge cost, and there's pricing pressure as well that you have to deal with because you're catering to all segments.
And that's when large companies collaborate with designers and influencers to market those products and make them affordable while it is aspirational.
But while I may wear a lehenga, whatever, during the wedding, I may wear it during Diwali, but what about the rest of the year? There's seasonal fluctuations that this market inherently has as a challenge.
That means that you buy a lehenga this Diwali, buy another one next Diwali. That's a big yay. But, be that as it may, let's talk about the challenges. Sooraj, what according to you are the challenges that, players face in this business? Competition is one that we've spoken about, but there are very low entry barriers.
I think with any segment which largely has an organized market, the nature of the market is such that the entry costs are quite low. Therefore, whether you are a stay-at-home mother or as long as you have the ability to create product in today's world, you can create opportunities to sell to consumers, and therefore the largest opportunity is to actually brand the clothing and organize the whole market around brands. What this requires is to sharpen the positioning, sharpen the consumer value to consumers, and to drive expansion predominantly offline but also online.
Well, Bidyut, what's your sense? What are some of the risks and challenges that you face in a market which has no entry barriers as well?
First and foremost, you have to get the product right. Understand the consumer's need, understand what the trends are, and therefore you cannot go wrong in that. So that's the first part, you get it right. The second part is obviously your brand. Make sure your brand awareness is there, and for that, you need to get the right share of voice in your promotion campaigns. Once these two are done, the third is your store footprint. Now, this category has a typical behavior where there are pockets or high street where mostly all competition stores are co-located. So that's because when a person is coming into a market to buy, they will not buy from the first store that they enter. They would typically scan 3 or 4 stores before they make the final decision. And this buying process is also 2.5 to 3 hour kind of a process. So they will visit multiple stores, they will see multiple options before they finalize. So you got to have your store in that locality or in that location, typically in a city, so that you don't miss out on that footfall.
Okay, and that leaves us with the bigger question. Will India's ethnic wear market seal the next thread of fashion success? Sooraj, you go first, and Bidyut, you after.
I think there is a strong Indian wear nationalistic sentiment that is playing out. There is an increasing awareness of Indian arts and crafts as represented in textiles and techniques. And there is a keenness among consumers to look for more branded options as opposed to more unorganized options. When you combine this with 2 or 3 category shifts that we see, one, the continuous shift from stitching to ready-to-wear, the need for a lot more occasion wear that is a very natural need as well as driven by trend. And of course, the fact that there is a increasing fusion between Western wear and ethnic wear, which leads to a lot of mix and match kind of purchase. So the combination of these 6 trends means that whoever enters creates strong consumer propositions and create strong distribution and access to consumers is likely to see larger and larger scale.
We see this growing. I mean, just think about it. We are the most populous nation today, and there are around 10 million weddings which happen every year. And the biggest trend that we are seeing is weddings, the occasion wear for weddings is sort of now becoming similar across the country. Typically, it's not only the marriage, there are 2 or 3 functions which come with a marriage. There is a Sangeet which is happening, there is a cocktail party maybe which is happening, there's a reception which is happening, there's the actual marriage which is happening. So it's not one ensemble anymore, then typically you would need 2 to 3 ensembles when they're planning for the marriage. And people who are coming along, they want to be dressed accordingly. So there is something called the groom squad, where the entire friends and cousins, they want to be dressed in a particular way when they come for a marriage. So this is only growing in trend, and I don't see this actually. I actually see this going into the next fashion cycle and making sure that this category will further grow.
Bidyut, Sooraj, thank you so much for joining in and giving us your detailed insight into the ethnic wear opportunity in India. And with that, we thank you for watching this season of Mad About Markets.
This season finale of Mad About Markets. We'll see you back soon, hopefully. But in the meantime, keep watching and keep rocking.
Stay mad.